Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 16th of July, comes to you from London. And more red on the screen today. We see the dollar is just still in short-term and medium-term bearish territory, the dollar index, that is. And if we look at the euro, we see also that we are actually bullish against the dollar on those time frames. Long-term transition looking like it might be happening, so weaker dollar could be on the cards. Looking at the yen, we're still sitting at 107, so not much change there, and sterling sitting at 125.30 against the dollar, so again still in bearish territory, but we have been relatively flat to the dollar over the last few months. If we look against the euro, though, sterling is just gradually trending down this 110 level, again under threat this morning. So weaker sterling is what we're seeing there as a trend as well. And if we look at Bitcoin, just touching the $9,000 level, so we are just trending slightly lower. The S&P 500 index was up nearly 1% last night, so is still looking bullish on all three time frames, and the Nasdaq 100 was also bullish on all three time frames. That big engulfing candle that we saw on Monday is still hanging over us, and we need to get higher than that. So there still is a factor there as well. And looking at the Dow, we're down. We were up 0.85% as well overnight, so we're still bullish on all three time frames as well. The futures are down today, though. We're seeing the S&P E-mini future down just under 1%, and the Nasdaq E-mini down 1.4%. So it does look like tech is going to get hit today at the opening, and we're seeing the VIX volatility actually up 4%. So we are just seeing an increase in concerns for the market. We're still just holding this bullish level. The 30 level is now quite critical for the VIX. We are still at twice the level we saw at the start of the year, so implied volatility is still pretty high. UK market FTSE down 1% on the future, the DAX future down just under 1%, and the DAX cash also down by a similar amount. These markets still all holding their bull trends, but we are seeing a sell-off in Europe today, and the CAC Quarante down 1% as well. Japan was down 0.7%, and we saw Hong Kong down 2%. So the long-term downtrend still continues on Hong Kong. We're back into short-term bearish territory, and China down 4.5% after that very dramatic jump. So we had that dramatic jump last week, the breakaway candle. This week we're seeing a real reversal of that, so that's quite key. But for the moment, of course, that breakout still stands. The Sensex bucked the trend. It was up 0.5% overnight, and the Aussie market was down 0.7%. So we see here we're still in bull trends with targets there as well. Gold holding the $1,800 level, sitting at 1805. So just holding on to those bullish trends on all three time frames. The 1820 target is where we're headed to next, 1836 after that, and then 1843. These are on the short-term charts, of course. And silver sitting 0.9% higher and holding on to closing highs here, so very significant there as well. US 10-year yield sitting steady at 0.62%. So just gradually edging lower, still bearish on all three time frames really. If we take a look at the energy mix, we've got Brent crude sitting at 43.40 this morning. 43.50 is the resistance level. We do have upside targets higher than that, and we have been as high as 43.75 in the last 24 hours. So we are looking still pretty bullish on the chart there, and WTI is at $40.69, breaking that psychologically important $40 mark. So again, lots of upside targets there too. And nat gas in the US is still in the doldrums, sitting at 178. We were in the low 170s over the last couple of days, awaiting storage numbers today really for direction. And if we look at coal, we're down 0.6%, but overall coal is still holding its gains, having hit the $60 mark, so looking pretty bullish there as well. Emissions are struggling today, but we're seeing real resistance around this €30 mark, but again the long-term targets are still in place there. And we're seeing gas down this morning. morning, NBP down 1.5%, TTF down a further 3.6%, just nudging that €5 mark. And if we look at winter gas, we're sitting at 11.5 euros. Again, we're just seeing a deterioration here short term. Just that long-term recovery just being hit a little bit. Power markets off 1% this morning on German power, 42.25. But again, still holding on to its strong gains. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.